guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I have a lot of new subscribers from Wonderfully Allie's page. Thank you guys for coming over. Allie is such an amazing, sweet soul. She's so genuine. I am so lucky to know somebody like her. If you don't know who I'm talking about, definitely go check out her page. I'll leave it in the description. She's a flight attendant vlogger, but she's also a mom, so she also vlogs about that and being a flight attendant mom, everything that comes with doing both. Check her out if you're considering being a flight attendant, but you're a mom of, I guess it could be at any age, because she has two young boys. I know one is less than a year old, and the other one I think is about 5 or 6. So that's something that you've been wanting to be a flight attendant, but maybe you think that that would hold you back in some way. Today's topic, I want to talk about reserve flight attendant pay. It's been a while since I've been on reserve. I was on reserve for 10 months. I've been with my company as a flight attendant for 3.5 years. Best decision I've ever made. I love my job so much. Not to brag or anything. The quality of life is pretty awesome. It has its hard days, but definitely more good days than bad. So as a reserve flight attendant, what is a reserve flight attendant? If somebody calls in, or if, say there's like hurricanes and winter storms and, you know, just a bunch going on, that's going to affect how the company or the airline operates. So they have reserve flight attendants on standby, on call, to be used if they need them. It's a little rough being a reserve flight attendant compared to a line holder. So reserve flight attendants get their schedule and they just see a reserve period, a reserve time that they're going to be called. Reserve A, you're on call from 12:01 a.m., so 12:01 in the morning to 10 a.m. and so on. So I went ahead and put military time because in the airline industry we use military time all the time. And you can bid for which reserve period you would like. Whether you get that is all based on your seniority. Most people bid for the reserve period that they want, along with maybe days off if they need. Reserve schedule, then you'll see, you won't know where you're going. You're on call, so you won't know usually until the day before or the day of where you're going to be going, laying over, how many flights you're going to be working, who you're working with. And a line holder is pretty much the complete opposite. You're going to know exactly where you're going, what days you're off, what flights you're working, if you're working red eyes, and you have the flexibility to change that if you want as a line holder. Whereas reserve, if you don't want to work it, then you have to call in, and yeah, nobody wants to do that, right? It never looks good to call in. That's the biggest difference between a line holder and reserve flight attendant. Line holders, they know exactly where they're going, they can change their schedule, they have flexibility. Reserve flight attendants are on call, they don't know where they're going. They know what days they have off, but they don't know what flights are going to be working or anything like that. So starting at my airline, the amount that we get per hour, starting, I believe, because it was different when I started, is $21. That $21 an hour does not start until the plane pushes back from the gate and is on the taxi to take off, and then it stops whenever you taxi back in and you're blocked in, is the official term. You block in, and so that time that passengers are still on board or boarding, we don't get paid flight hours for that. So 72, and then multiplied by whatever the pay rate is, your pay rate. Now, question, if I am on reserve and I don't work because the company didn't need me, I just sat at home all day, will I still get paid? Yes, you will still receive that guaranteed 72 hours a month, even if they don't use you, but you just sat on standby. So that's kind of a good thing, right? To sit at home and, not have to work and still get paid for it. It's a little stressful because you're like right by your phone all day. Hello? Hello, may I speak with Amanda? This is she. Hi, Amanda. This is Tracy calling with crew scheduling. How are you today? Fine. Good, good. Well, you've been assigned a reserve assignment for pairing XYZ 456. Report time of 1800. It is a 4-day pairing. Okay. All right. Have a nice day. Thank you. You too. Bye. So, as you're on call, you can do whatever you want. You can work out. You can chill and watch Netflix. You can walk dogs. You can do whatever except get drunk. You cannot get drunk while you're on call. That is a big no-no and you'll get fired. At the airport, showered up, uniform on, prim and proper, bags packed. Now say the opposite happens. Say you are getting called every single day and you actually work more than the 72-hour guaranteed. You will still get paid above that. After you work more than 85 hours, anything above that 85 hours is time and a half pay. So if the airline's busy, it's a very busy month, there's a bunch of crazy storms going on and you're being used and used, then that could benefit you. You'll be making more if you're working a lot. If you want to pick up, you do have the opportunity to try to. However, those trips that are available to be picked up are given in seniority based. So everything is seniority based, everything. So the longer you're with an airline, the better your life is going to be. So I've been at my airline for 3.5 years and I have it pretty good. Some people are with the airline for 20 years and they have the best opportunities to get the best trips, the easiest trips. Another thing that you're paid out on is per diem. So from the time that you clock in until you're back at base and the aircraft lands, 30 minutes after that, 30 minutes after you block back in, you will receive per diem. I think it's like $2.25 an hour, which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're gone, a lot of the month, that could really add up. Some of my per diem checks have been like $800 or $900 just in per diem alone. So the more you're working, the more per diem you're gonna get. I'm gonna actually go over to a spreadsheet that I created, a little calendar that shows an example of the reserve flight attendant schedule. So the R's stand for reserve, of course, and then those blue X's are for days off. So whenever you do get to see your schedule, you see what you got, then you'll be able to arrange what you want to do on your days off. At my company, we get paid on the 15th of the month and on the last day of the month. So the 30th or whatever day it might fall on. On the last day of the month, we call that our small check. It's only accounting for two things. Those two things are 36 hours, which is 72 divided by 2 is 36. So half of your guarantee, as well as any credit card application commission that you have. So we do have the opportunity to get some extra money, some extra cash money if somebody signs up for our frequent miles credit card on board. Now the 15th check, that will have the other 36 hours, half of 72, as well as any per diem that you got for the month prior, that per diem, as well as any overtime that you worked. So we call that the big check. So just to give you kind of an example of how much a reserve flight attendant would make, just starting out, it would be... So if you just work the minimum and you're not being used a lot and you don't have any credit card commission, you're looking at just under $2,000. That does not include any insurance or taxes or anything else that might be deducted from your check. If you're thinking about becoming a flight attendant, or maybe you know a flight attendant and you've always kind of wondered how they were paid, then I hope this video kind of helped you out. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.